This is the Bud Light Locker Room Postgame Show. Bud Light, a proud sponsor of Missouri State Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Now time for our Doubletree by Hilton Springfield sit down with the coach as Joey Hawkins has made his way up here to the press box. And Hawk, that was a big league battle, man. That was back and forth. Your guys come up just one run short in this one from making the comeback all the way back after a big grand slam and kind of a deflating inning there in the middle of the game.
Yeah, it was, that's a disappointing loss for us. I feel like anytime you have, 7 runs on the board, 10 hits and no errors, you should win the game. So I didn't do a great job putting guys in right situations to succeed today, and I felt like for the first half of the game we were just playing not to lose. We weren't the aggressor, and that's when our team plays its best baseball. So there were definitely some positives, but it needs to be black and white for this team. We didn't play well enough. We didn't execute enough to win, and that's a game we should have had.
You had the lead at this point in the top of or through the fourth inning. You're up 3-2 at that point in time, and then you have your only real struggle in the middle of the game. They get a grand slam, but you're able to chip away at it. They get 4 runs, they get 2 runs. There was no denying that you guys were going to keep trying to battle back in this one, and then you have a big inning in the top of the 7th, and Brant Kriegel just comes up huge for you. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better first hit of the season than to put one off the wall and empty the bases and make it a 1-run game.
Yeah, our bullpen had been doing a really good job in the middle part of the game where we hadn't had too many crooked numbers, but you give up 6 in the middle part of the game, it just makes it tough. But I do think the identity of this team is that we're full of fighters, and we kept battling and took some free bases. And then Brant Kriegel's a guy that just prepares at a high level, and whenever he gets his opportunities, I feel like he's always going to give it his best, and he got on time for that one. That was a big swing to get us back in it.
So you get 4 runs in the top of the 7th. Nobody scores the rest of the way. You had moments there in the 8th and the 9th with a chance, but I want to talk a little bit about the pitching now. G and I haven't had a chance to look it up. I can't remember the last time I saw 6 straight strikeouts in an appearance for a guy, but Trent Ash came out and was just absolutely dealing. Four batters swinging, 2 batters looking, and all 6 of the guys that he faced, he retires via the strikeout.
Yeah, he was really impressive. I feel like we really need a right-hander at the back end of the bullpen right now to be able to spin the ball for a strike and use their fastball at the top of the zone, and that's exactly what he did today. And I'm excited to see a lot more Trent Ash, that's for sure. I think you factor him in with Chuck and Max at the end of some games, and it could be a pretty good recipe. And I know Schaaf didn't have his best stuff today, but that's a guy that's going to throw a lot of really important innings for us in big spots. And I look forward to running him back out there because he's a competitor, and I know he's going to be itching for it. Yeah,
he's a senior, he's a vet, and he wants to take the ball again and kind of put that inning of work behind him. Ross Felder looked good again. I mean, just every time I see him, he just seems rock solid for you guys, whether you work him for an inning, 2 innings, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, he's really just impressed since he came on campus. He had never pitched in college though after redshirting at Arkansas, and we felt like the first 2-3 weeks trying to ease him into some good spots. But I think we're at the point now in the season where we have one more non-conference weekend before the league starts, where we can start stepping on it with guys and put our foot on the gas pedal and start using them in some bigger spots. And I think Ross and Trent Ash are 2 of those guys.
Think this one will be interesting on March 24th when you get a chance to get these guys at your place. I don't consider Missouri State, Oklahoma State a rivalry game, but I feel like when you have a good, close, competitive game, it might make that one over in Springfield that much more fun later this month.
Yeah, we don't play in the Big 12, so we're not necessarily a conference rival with them. But I think when you put us on a field, we can compete with anybody, and you saw a bunch of competitors out there tonight on both sides of the ball, and I'm sure next time we play it'll be like that again, and we're looking forward to it. But message to the team is it's about getting ready for Friday and for Memphis, and that's what's important right now, and we got some things we got to make adjustments on.
Well, that's why you play on Tuesday. You got a couple of days to get back in the lab, get to work, and get things figured out. Think you'll be able to get all 3 in this weekend? You had to move games around last weekend, and it doesn't look like the weather's going to be a whole lot better this weekend for you, but hopefully it will.
Yeah, we'll play at midnight at this point. I don't think it really matters. This team will be ready to go. it's a group of guys that really like playing baseball. So I don't think it matters what the weather is or what time we play. They're going to be ready to compete on Friday.
I always love the attitude. It's we'll fight you in a parking lot if you want. We'll bring the gloves, the bats, and just see who gets over. So the Bears will be ready for Memphis Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Coach, thanks for coming up here and talking to us.
All right, appreciate it.
That's head coach Joey